Grand blessings, everybody. I am in the park. I just finished meditating, and a lot of thoughts, as always, coming to my mind. I do apologize. The birds are vibrating so high, so high, so high, so high. And they have been for quite some time this morning. Like, they are in full effect. They are alive. So apologies in advance for the vibration that they're bringing that may appear to be distracting. But I wanted to get on and have a conversation about church. But from this place, I was in a conversation with one of my friends, and she was telling me she was sharing with me about this video that she saw of this pastor who was saying that, he's just tired of church. I guess just a lot of things that happens in it. Very well-known pastor, I would say. And just hearing her side of it and hearing her engage in the conversation, I just kind of position myself to be in this space where I would just listen, to hear her share her points of view in regards to what he was saying. But after we finished conversing, I started thinking about it on my own, and I think ultimately I have not watched a video of this pastor expressing himself, and I'm assuming he was preaching. But what I heard was that he's tired of the pretending. He's tired of wearing the mask. I think that I challenge people a lot on a lot of levels when it comes to this whole dynamics of the church experience. I in no way promote that the church is like this bad thing, and I'm talking about my church experience and the position that I have experienced church and the people around me. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. However, I do think that there are some teachings that could be elevated, right? That promotes people to process life, process self, and critical think. I think that we have hid behind the concept of God is doing a new thing, and God is will make a way, and not to say that he won't make a way. But then there's this other aspect of how we exist that's human. And I think that there are some teachings that have just allowed people to live life in a very dysfunctional spiritual way. I'm older, and so I get to hear conversations from women that's older than I, and hearing other people have certain conversations, and what I hear is a lot of regret from a space that they did everything the church said you should do and all of these things, but there is a piece of them that regrets how they existed. And some of them are in their 60s and their 70s, and what I hear a lot of times when I hear these women from that church space, what I hear is that I should have lived life, or I should have done some of the things that I wanted me to do, but because of the belief system that I was in, or that had been created for me, it made me fearful, because I do think that some church teachings do make us fearful. I was a product of that. You allow people who've never been outside of the county they live in tell you Oh, you shouldn't go or you shouldn't. And then we get caught up in listening to people who are afraid themselves. I get it. When the statement is made that I'm tired of church, it's not that people are saying that they're tired of God, but they're tired of the monotony. They're tired of the hype. They're tired of the cycle. And I wouldn't necessarily even have an issue with being on the cycle if the information changed. I am partly where I am today in my thinking because I decided to reevaluate myself and reevaluate my belief systems and my thought processes. And I know that's hard sometimes when you have given your whole mindset to certain teachings, or you've done something for so long. But I know that I got to a place where I got tired of the whole church thing. Like it became too much. And, and you really get to a space where you realize, like you're saying, it has to be more than this, right? It has to be deeper than this. What is the purpose? What is, what am I doing all of this for? So I had to unsubscribe to a lot of things. Like I'm not here to save people. I am not Captain Save a Chick or Save a Dude. If something really is not making sense to me, I don't. And there are a few things. If it started to not make sense to me, so I could no longer follow it. We have certain teachings that we even use for a biblical basis that creates dysfunction. And I'll tell you one in particular. It's that whole thing of the man is the head, and I get it on a lot of levels. But we take that and we're given that without instruction. We're given that without direction. And so you have somebody who's married to a man who has a gambling problem. Talk, Alexis. And so every time the checks come in, the money comes in, it is spent on gambling. And this woman, this wife, keeps giving and allowing this person to be in charge of the money because she's been told that he is the head. But he doesn't know how to handle money. But she will keep believing that he will get it right, until the point where they don't have anything because she was told that this person is the head. And then males fall into that, oh, I'm the head, but you're not responsible. And I'm in this space where I'm just like, if he can't handle the money well, then he shouldn't be in charge of the money. If it's going to put you in dire situations, then he should not handle the money. It's no different than, this belief that, traditionally that women are homemakers. And if a husband is giving the wife money to make sure the bills get paid, to get the groceries, and there's never groceries in the house, the bills are never paid, then she shouldn't have that responsibility, just because traditionally the wife is the homemaker. And it's just things like that creates this dysfunctional engagement with of how I need to exist spiritually. I'm in no way trying to downplay the church or anything like that, but I would ask that those who are in leadership, that you all up your game, that you up your teachings, and that you create balance, that you create teachings that creates critical thinking. It's kind of like a woman needs to feed her baby, but her baby formula costs $60 a can, and somebody gives her $60, and the deep spiritual person says, well, you know, you need to pay tithes on that. Well, the can is $60. Then where will she get the other $6 from to go with the rest of the money that she has to use to buy her child formula? And those are the things that, like, we do crazy stuff. No, go get your baby the formula, sweetie. You know, so I'm just in this space because I know some people are like looking at my videos and they're thinking certain things, and it's like, no, I'm just trying to expand your thought process. I'm just trying to expand how you need to, how you should see life. Like, everything is not a lot of times like what we be on from this whole church place. Your car is on E and you're praying, should you put gas in your car? No, baby, you put the gas in your car. Now, you may have to, you know, decipher, should you put $20 or $40, you know? But that's, you know, God, I need to do this, so kind of show me how to spend this money. How much should I put in the gas tank? You know, I just, not trying to take anything away from anybody. I just want us to think, and I want us to use the sense that God gave us. Yes, we are spiritual beings and all of that, but there is also a human side that we have to exist in, and we have to start moving in a space where we use our thinking skills to exist as well.